Hello everyone and welcome to our GAinful series. Today we'll be covering the news from June 3rd till 9th. Let's get started. ADB and which other agency have agreed to cooperate more closely to increase the flow of private sector investment into emerging economies in Asia and the Pacific? Who is the new chairman of Axis Bank? Who is the new National Security Advisor of India? World Bicycle Day was observed on which day? According to IATA, India and which other country are projected to account for nearly half of the air passenger growth worldwide over the next 2 decades. Let's look at ADB and MIGA, that's Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, which will now be cooperating. These two agencies will be cooperating to increase the flow of private sector investment into emerging economies in Asia and Pacific. What is MIGA? It's a political risk insurance arm of World Bank Group. The Reserve Bank of India has approved the appointment of Rakesh Makhija as the chairman of Axis Bank. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval has been given the cabinet rank in the present government. This is in recognition of his contribution in the national security domain. His appointment will be for 5 years. The Bicycle Day is on 3rd of June. International Air Transport Association ITA has said India and China are projected to account for nearly half of the air passenger growth worldwide over the next 2 decades. Who is the recipient of the first gold resident card of UAE? Which institute has topped among Indians under the customized category in the Financial Times Executive Education Ranking? What is India's rank in Blazer by Booking.com? The Institute of Bioresource and Sustainable Development (IBSD), a national institute of Department of Biotechnology, opened up their state-of-art orchidarium in their research facility in which place? Recently, which state has increased the financial assistance to schoolgirls under Aapki Beti scheme? The Federal Authority of Identity and Citizenship of UAE announced that it has issued first gold resident card to Indian business leader Yusuf Ali MA, the chairman of Lulu Group International. The FT Executive Education Global Ranking are based on the participation and client satisfaction, the diversity of participant, faculty, and schools' international exposure. Among this, IIM Ahmedabad was top ranked Indian B School at 49th position in customized category. IIM Bangalore was top ranked at 49th position again in the open category. With 72% Indian travelers extending their business trip in 2018, they have been ranked second among bleisure, that's business plus leisure, travelers across 31 countries. In Meghalaya, the Institute of Bioresource and Sustainable Development, they have opened this state-of-art orchidarium. Some 20 varieties of orchids are there, and this is in Upper Shillong. Okay. The Rajasthan government has increased the financial assistance given to the schoolgirls under the Aapki Beti scheme and ex gratia payment to the families of polling personnel who died during election duty. So Aapki Beti is Rajasthan government. Which state government has extended the financial assistance under Raitu Bandhu scheme for 2019-20? Recently, which state has announced free metro and bus rides for women? The Elephanta Festival of Art and Culture was organized where Ruma Guha, who died at the age of 84, was what? Who is the winner of UEFA Championship League final held at Estadio Metropolitan in Madrid, Spain? So the Raitu Bandhu, I think we should all know, it was Telangana's government initiative, one of the most popular state scheme, and the amount has now been increased from 4,000 per hectare to 5,000 per hectare. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has talked about this free Delhi Metro and DTC bus ride for women in city capital. The Elephanta Festival of Art and Festival was organized at the iconic Gateway of India in Mumbai. Actress and singer Ruma Guha Thakurta, she has now passed away, and the UEFA Championship final at Estadio Metropolitan Madrid was won by Liverpool. Who has been appointed as the independent director of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank? Tijjani Muhammad Bande, who has been elected as the president of 74th session of United Nations General Assembly, is the ambassador of which country to United Nations? Which country will host 2023 Asia Cup football? Who has been appointed as the Director General of Meteorology, India Meteorology Department (IMD), who became the first South Asian American woman to preside over the US House of Representatives. Uh, Days after Ujjivan Small Finance Bank roped in HDFC's digital banking head Nitin Chugh as the next chief executive, bank has appointed Flipkart founder Sachin Bansal as its independent director. Nigeria's ambassador to United Nations, Tijjani Muhammad Bande, was elected as president for the 74th session of United Nations General Assembly. China will stage 2023 Asian Cup football after Korea, Thailand, Indonesia all dropped their bids. Mrityunjay Mohapatra has been appointed the DG Director General of Meteorology, India, IMD basically. Pramila Jayapal, a Democrat from Washington DC, became the first South Asian American woman to preside over US House of Representatives. According to TRA research, which company has emerged as the most trusted brand in India in 2019? Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum Corporation and Hindustan Petroleum will lay down 2,757-kilometer world largest pipeline from Kandla to which place? Who is the author of the Cricket World Cup, the Indian Challenge? Which country has decided to include the social media handle going back 5 years of an individual for the application of visa? Who has been appointed as the external auditor of WHO from 2020 to 2023. Dell has emerged as the most trusted brand in India in 2019. Yeah, this is very surprising. Dell climbed 5 ranks over the previous year to grab the top spot and also introduce the laptop category in the report. Auto brand Jeep makes a dramatic entry in the second spot with massive jump of 551 rank over the last year. This is interesting. LIC and Amazon are ranked 3rd and 4th spot, while Apple iPhone emerged as the 5th most popular trusted brand, rising 116 ranks from 200 in 2018. Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited and Hindustan Petroleum Corporation will be laying the world's longest LPG pipeline from Kandla in Gujarat to Gorakhpur in UP. An Indian Oil statement said 2757-kilometer cross-country pipeline will connect 3 major states, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Cricket World Cup, the Indian Challenge, a book on the history of the tournament from an Indian perspective by the veteran broadcaster and writer Ashish Ray, has been formally unveiled by the Chief Executive of England and Wales Cricket Board, Tom Harrison. In a significant move to increase surveillance of those seeking to enter the United States, Washington will require most individuals applying to the visas to provide details of their social media handle going back to 5 years. Rajiv Mahershi, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, will be the external auditor of WHO for a 4-year term from 2020 to 2023. Which Indian Air Force transport aircraft went missing over Northeast with 13 people on board? Which state government has increased reservation quota for OBC from 14 to 27%? Which aircraft has been deployed for anti-piracy sorties from Salalah in Oman to patrol the Gulf of Aden? Recently, which state high court has declared the state animals as legal person or entity? With which company the Airport Authority of India has signed an agreement to develop an air traffic management roadmap? An Antonov AN-32 transport aircraft of the Indian Air Force with 30 people on board, 13 people on board, went missing over the Northeast transport aircraft. The Madhya Pradesh cabinet passed a resolution to increase reservation quota for OBCs from existing 14 to 27%. In an expansion of its mission-based deployment in Indian Ocean Region (IOR), the Navy deployed its P-81 long-range maritime surveillance aircraft for anti-piracy patrol sorties from Salalah in Oman to patrol the Gulf of Aden. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has accorded the status of legal person or entity to animals in Haryana, granting them the corresponding rights, duties and liabilities of a living person. The verdict comes nearly a year after Uttarakhand High Court passed a similar order to protect and promote greater welfare of the animal. Both the order were written by Justice Rajiv Verma, who was transferred from Uttarakhand to Punjab and Haryana High Court. Okay, so he is very inclined about making these animals also a legal entity, right? The Airport Authority of India and aerospace major Boeing announced the signing of a technical assistance agreement to develop an air traffic management roadmap which will improve airspace utilization and help maintain efficient aircraft operations. The International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression is observed on which day every year? Who has been chosen for the prestigious J.C. Daniel Award, the Kerala government's highest honor for outstanding contribution to Malayalam cinema? What is India's rank in Global Gender Equality Index 2019? Jose Antonio Reyes, who died in a car accident, was a famous what? Siddharth Rawat is associated with which sports? 4th of June is commemorated every year as International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression. Veteran actress Sheila was chosen for prestigious J.C. Daniel Award, the Kerala government's highest honor for outstanding contribution to Malayalam cinema. India is ranked 95th out of 129 countries in the new index that measures global gender equality, looking at aspects such as poverty, health, education, literacy, political representation, and equality at workplace. The Spanish police have said that former Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid football star Jose Antonio Reyes was driving at more than 220 kilometers when he died in a crash. He was just 35 years old. Third seed Siddharth Rawat outplayed Ryo Noguchi of Japan 7-5-6-0 to clinch his maiden title, $25,000 ITF Men Future Tennis Tournament. So this Siddharth is associated with tennis. The central government and Tamil Nadu have signed $287 million loan agreement with which organization for the state's health system reform program? Tata Motors' own Jaguar Land Rover has joined hands with which company to develop next generation electric drive system? PM Narendra Modi has set up how many new cabinet committees to increase economic growth, investment and employment opportunities? The theme for World Environment Day 2019 is what? Who has launched Selfie with Sapling campaign? The central government, Tamil Nadu and World Bank have signed a $287 million loan agreement for state's health system reform program. Tata Motor-owned Jaguar Land Rover has joined hands with BMW to develop next-generation electric drive system. PM Narendra Modi has set up now 2 more new cabinets to increase the economic growth, investment and employment opportunity. A 5-member cabinet committee on investment and growth and another 10-member ministerial panel is formed focusing on employment and skill development. On 15 December 1972, the General Assembly designating June 5 as World Economic Day. 2019 theme was Beat Air Pollution. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar planted a sapling in Paryavaran Bhavan in New Delhi on occasion of World Environment Day. He also launched Selfie with Sapling campaign. International Day for the fight against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing was observed on which day? Kharga Prahar military exercise was held where? Which metro corporation became the first to receive power generated from a waste to energy plant? What is the World Bank's new global forecast? What was the growth of FDI in services sector in 2018-19? On 5th of December, the United Nations General Assembly agreed to a resolution proposed by FAO on sustainable fisheries, thereby declaring 5th June as the International Day for Fight Against Illegal, Unreported and Unregulated Fishing. The exercise Kharga Prahar, which began on 27th May, was undertaken in the plains of Punjab by various units and formations of Army's Kharga Corps. The component of Indian Air Force also participated in the exercise. Adding another feather to its cap, Delhi Metro has become the first ever such project in the country to receive power generated from a waste to energy plant. In a light of numerous factors pertaining to escalated trade tension around the globe in recent months, the World Bank slashed its global forecast for 2019 to 2.6% as opposed to 2.9% announced in January this year. Foreign direct investment in services sector grew 36.5% to 9.15 billion in 2018-19 according to Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, that's DPIIT. who has been chosen for prestigious Global Leadership Award 2019 by business advocacy group USIBC. Dash launched a center in Bangalore to provide business solutions exclusively to startups and MSME sector and all under one roof. Which financial service has launched Digital Sakhi initiative for the women in 20 villages of Villupuram district in Tamil Nadu. The sixth round of India-China bilateral dialogue was held where Prakash Pant, who died at the age of 59, was finance minister of which state? Sundar Pichai and Adena Friedman has been chosen for the prestigious Global Leadership Award 2019 by business advocacy group USIBC. ICICI Bank has launched a center in Bangalore to provide business solutions exclusively to startups and MSME sectors. L&T Financial Services, Digital Sakhi, an educational program aimed at digital financial inclusion of rural women, was launched in 20 villages of Villupuram district in Tamil Nadu. India and China, they held their bilateral dialogues in New Delhi. The finance minister of Uttarakhand, Prakash Pant, passed away in US where he was undergoing a treatment for lung ailment. He was just 59. Dinyar contractor who passed away at the age of 79 was a renowned vote. According to think tank Global Financial Integrity, the Indian government has lost revenue about how many $billion due to trade misinvoicing in 2016. Recently, which state government has ordered a withdrawing economically backward person in general caste category after the implementation of EWS 10% reservation. Dash is the first village in India to have zero wooden stove and almost no use of LPG cylinder, with all its 75 houses relying on solar powered stoves to meet their cooking needs. Which company has announced its game show titled Confetti in India? Veteran actor and theatre legend Dinyar Contractor, who appeared in films such as Badshah and Khiladi, passed away in 80s. He was 79. Potential tax revenue losses to the Indian government due to trade misinvoicing is estimated at $13 billion in 2016. Haryana government issued order for withdrawing economically backward persons in general caste category reservation, stating that it is no more required as the central government economically weaker section reservation comes into the effect. Bancha in Betul district MP is the first village in India to have zero wooden stoves and almost no use of LPG cylinder, with all its 75 houses relying on solar powered stoves to meet their cooking needs. Social networking giant Facebook announced its first ever interactive game show called Confetti. Recently, Ashok Leyland has partnered with which small finance bank for vehicle loans? RBI has reduced the repo rate to what percent in its bi-monthly monetary policy review? Name the report released by RBI to provide a comparative position of the payment system ecosystem in India. American author Tayari Jones has won this year's Women's Prize for Fiction for which novel? After reconstitution of Niti Aayog, who has become its ex officio members. Hinduja Group flagship firm Ashok Leyland said it's partnered with Suryodaya Small Finance Bank for vehicle loans. RBI, in its bi-monthly monetary policy review, reduced the repo rate by 25 basis points to 5.75 from 6 with immediate effect. The Reserve Bank of India released a report on benchmarking India's payment system, which provides a comparative position of payment system ecosystem in India related to comparable payment system and usage trend in other major countries. American author Tayari Jones has won this year's £30,000 Women Prize for Fiction for her heartbreaking fourth novel, An American Marriage. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi reconstituted the federal policy think tank National Institute of Transforming India, that's Niti Aayog, and now it's ex officio because of the office which they hold. They will become their members. So they are the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, and Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh are now ex officio member of the think tank. Dr. John, who died at the age of 77, was a famous what? When was Maharana Pratap Jayanti celebrated? Which country has started the first tourist train through Arctic region? How many committees have the central government reconstituted recently? who has been named the world's richest female musician by Forbes magazine. Six-time Grammy-winning singer Dr. John has died at the age of 77, suffering a heart attack. Maharana Pratap Jayanti is observed on June 6, celebrating the birth anniversary of the brave Rajput warrior. The first tourist train traveling through Russia's Arctic region carrying passenger heading for Norway set off from St. Petersburg station with 91 passengers aboard for the inaugural trial journey. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's central government has reconstituted 8 key cabinet committees, including Appointment Committee, the Committee on Economic Affairs and Security, Cabinet on Accommodation, Parliamentary Affairs, Political Affairs, Security, Investment and Growth, and Employment and Skill Development. Singer Rihanna has been named as world's richest female musician by Forbes magazine with estimated worth of fortune of almost $600 million. Who became the first billionaire rapper according to the Forbes, who became the new president of FIFA, where has the Indian Navy successfully conducted live mating exercise on one of its new deep submergence rescue vehicle with a submarine. Patricia Bath, who died at the age of 76, was a famous what? Jaspalinder Singh Kalra, who died at the age of 71, was a famous what? JG is officially hip hop's first billionaire according to Forbes. The 69th FIFA Congress convened in Paris has re-elected Gianni Infantino as the president of FIFA until 2023. The Indian Navy announced successful live mating exercise of one of its new deep submergence rescue vehicle with a submarine. In a statement, Navy said that the exercise was carried out on 2nd June in Vishakhapatnam. Noted ophthalmologist and inventor Patricia Bath, MD, died from cancer-related complication. She was 76. She was the first American female clinician to receive a medical patent. She invented a more precise cataract treatment. Celebrated chef and culinary revivalist Jaspal Inder Singh Kalra, popularly known as Jigs Kalra, passed away. He was 71. Justice Dhirubhai Naranbhai Patel was sworn in as Chief Justice of which state? Which city ranked first in the traffic index? Which country is hosting 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup? Lennart Johansson, who died at the age of 89, was associated with which sport? Lalding Liana Silo, who died at the age of 76, was associated with what? Justice Dhirubhai Naranbhai Patel is sworn in the Chief Justice of Delhi High Court. Mumbai has ranked first in this study in Traffic Index 2018 compiled by location technology specialist TomTom with a congestion level of 65%. The 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup is the 8th edition of FIFA Women's World Cup and it is going to be held in 2015 itself. France had won the right to host the event. Lennart Johansson, who oversaw the introduction of the Champions League during 17-year reign as president of European soccer governing body, so he was associated with soccer, died at the age of 89. Former Doordarshan All India Radio News editor Lalding Liana Silo passed in Aizawl. The RBI has observed the Financial Literacy Week from which day to which day? RBI has imposed a monetary penalty of how many crores on Kotak Mahindra Bank? Theme for World Food Safety Day is what? Whom has BCCI appointed as the electoral officer? According to the UNICEF, how many boys have been married before the age of 15? Financial Literacy Week is an initiative by RBI to promote awareness on the key topics every year through a focus campaign. Financial Literacy Week 2019 was observed from June 3rd to 7th. RBI has imposed a monetary penalty of 2 crore rupees on Kotak Mahindra for not complying with a direction on furnishing information about dilution of promoters' shareholding. The first ever World Food Safety Day, adopted by United Nations General Assembly in 2018, was celebrated on 7th of June. The theme was Food Safety, Everyone's Business. The Board of Control for Cricket in India has appointed N. Gopalaswamy as the electoral officer. So, an estimated 115 million boys and men around the world were married as children, UNICEF said in its first ever in-depth analysis of child grooms. Of this, 1 in 5, which is almost 23 million, were married before the age of 15. Who has inaugurated the exhibition titled Unknown Masterpieces of Himachal Folk Art at National Museum, New Delhi? Name the device launched by Dr. Harshvardhan that performs a rapid detection of economically driven adulteration in edible oil, fats, and ghee. How many Indian origin women was named by Forbes among America's 80's richest self-made women? Who became the PM of Thailand, and what is Remdesivir? Minister of State, Independent Charge of Culture and Tourism, Government of India, Shri Prahalad Singh Patel inaugurated the exhibition titled Unknown Masterpieces of Himachal Folk Art. Dr. Harshvardhan inaugurated first ever World Food Safety Day celebrated by the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, FSSAI, New Delhi. He also urged people to transform Eat Less, Eat Right movement, a Jan Andolan with Jan Bhagidari. Dr. Harshvardhan also launched a new age handheld battery operated device called Raman 1.0. This device performed rapid detection in less than 1 minute of economically driven adulteration in edible oil, fats, and ghees. 3 Indian women have been named by the Forbes among America's 80 richest self-made women. Both houses of Thailand parliament elected Prayut Chan-ocha as the country's next prime minister. He is basically backed by the military. According to the new study published in Science Translation magazine from National Institute of Health Scientists and colleagues, the experimental antiviral drug Remdesivir protected 4 African green monkeys from a lethal dose of Nipah virus. Name the website that has been launched with the aim to reach out to veteran officers and that next of kin in receipt of family pension to enable them to update their record and address their grievances. Recently, which organization has announced the winners of the 10th Equator Prize? The Indian Air Force has signed 300 crore deal with the government of which country to buy as many as 100 spice bombs? Which organization has stated that Swachh Bharat initiative has led to reduction in contamination of groundwater? In the recent advance estimate of production of different crops for 2018-19, the net production has increased by how many million tons that of the average production of the previous 5 years? Briefing about the website, an army officer told Retired Officer Digital Record Archive RODRA has been launched with an aim to reach out to the veteran and next of kin in receipt of the family pension. United Nations Development Programme and partners announced the winner of 10th Equator Prize, recognizing 22 local and indigenous communities from across the world. Indian Air Force has signed 300 crore deal with Israeli government to buy as many as 100 spice bombs. The Swachh Bharat initiative of Narendra Modi government has led to a reduction in contamination of the groundwater as per a UNICEF study. As per the third advance estimate of 2018-19, the total food grain production in the country is estimated at 283.37 million ton, which is higher by 17.62 million ton in the previous 5 years, that's from 13-14 to 17-18 average production of food grain. Recently, which financial service has announced its partnership with Motherhood Hospital, a comprehensive network of women and children hospital? Which bank has conducted the first e-auction of forest produce in Dhanora, Mahasangh in Maharashtra? What will be India's GDP growth for 2019 according to Goldman Sachs? In the new guideline released by RBI to deal with bad loan, the defaults are to be recognized within how many days? According to the Global Flight Tracker, which airline has been named the world's most punctual airline? In a bid to expand life care finance segment, Bajaj Finserv, through its lending arm Bajaj Finance Limited, announced its partnership with Motherhood Hospital, a comprehensive network of women and children hospital. Yes Bank has conducted first e-auction of forest produce in Dhanora, Mahasangh in Maharashtra. American brokerage Goldman Sachs pegged the Indian GDP growth to accelerate to 7.2% in 1920. The Reserve Bank of India released fresh guideline to deal with bad loan after Supreme Court quashed its 12 February 2018 circular, which mandated lender to start resolution even if there was one-day default. New NPA resolution norm replaces all previous models, the central bank said. Under the new norm, now defaults are recognized within 30 days, says RBI. Sri Lankan Airlines, surprisingly the flag carrier of island nation, has been named the world's most punctual airline for the second consecutive time, with over 90% of its flight in May being on time. who has been elected as an international member at its annual spring meeting by the American Philosophical Society, who has been chosen for the inaugural George H.W. Bush Award for Statesmanship in US-China relationship, who has been honored with Amnesty International Ambassador of Conscience Award for 2019. India Railway has awarded which unit as the best performing production unit in the field of environment? The theme for the World Ocean Day 2019 is what? The American Philosophical Society has elected Professor Romila Thapar, Honorary Fellow, as an international member at its annual spring meeting. The George H.W. Bush Foundation for US-China Relations says Carter will receive the inaugural George H.W. Bush Award for Statesmanship in US-China Relations. Climate change activist Greta Thunberg, read about this child, and the Fridays for Future movement of school children have been honored with Amnesty International Ambassador of Conscience Award 2019. On the occasion of Environment Day, our railway has announced the best performing production unit in the field of environment was awarded to Rail Wheel Factory Yelahanka. On 5th December 2008, United Nations General Assembly designated 8 June as the World Ocean Day. Theme was Gender and the Ocean. World Brain-Tumor Day is observed on which day every year? Recently, which country has been suspended from the African Union? The 5th edition of the annual Cleanliness Survey of the Urban India titled Swachh Sarvekshan 2020 will be conducted from which to which month in 2020? The Ministry of Corporate Affairs (MC) has signed an MOU with which organization for surveillance in context of corporate fraud affecting important sectors of the economy? The Order of the Distinguished Rule of Izzuddin is the highest civilian award of which country? World Brain Tumor Day is observed on June of 8 every year with the objective of spreading awareness and educating people about the same. Sudan has been suspended from African Union until civilian rule is established in the country. Swachh Sarvekshan 2020, the 5th edition of annual Cleanliness Survey of Urban India, to be conducted from January to February 2020. A memorandum of understanding was signed between Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Securities and Exchange Board of India (SEBI) for data exchange between two regulatory organizations. PM Narendra Modi was in Malé on a day-long visit, his first visit abroad after taking office for a second term on 30th May, underlying New Delhi's neighborhood first foreign policy focus that has continued from his first term in office. He was conferred Maldives' highest civilian award, Order of the Distinguished Rule of Izzuddin, by the President of the host country, Ibrahim Mohammed Solih. The business confidence of Indian Inc. dash in the fourth quarter of the financial year 2018-19 as per the survey of National Council of Applied Economic Research, who has unveiled a 7-foot-tall statue of Lord Ram at Ayodhya Shodh Sansthan Museum for the first time in India. Where did UAV transport blood? India's first dinosaur museum and fossil park has been inaugurated in which district? The 4th Coast Guard Subordinate Officer Conclave 2019 was organized where? The business confidence of Indian Inc. dropped in the fourth quarter of the financial year 2018-19, showed a survey by National Council of Applied Economic Research. The business confidence index plunged 9.1% to reach 115.4 points during the period on a quarter-to-quarter basis. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath unveiled 7-foot-tall statue of Lord Ram at Ayodhya Shodh Sansthan Museum. At a time when India is exploring use of drones, an unmanned aerial vehicle was used to successfully deliver a single unit of blood worth INR 10 lakh from a remote primary health center Lakh in Uttar Pradesh, Tehri district. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani inaugurated the first dinosaur museum and fossil park in Rayoli village near Balasinore town of Mahisagar district. The 4th Coast Guard Subordinate Officer Conclave was conducted in Delhi. Who became the interim chairman of J&K Bank? RBI has mandated the minimum leverage ratio of how much percent for all bank except domestic systemically important DSIBs bank. According to RBI, the share of e-money in India's payment system grew by how much percent in 2017 from 0.8% in 2012? Which mutual fund in India is the first to formally use the side pocketing provision introduced by SEBI in December 2018? RBI is going to launch an online trading platform for users of foreign exchange such as small and medium enterprise exporters and importers. This platform has been developed by which organization? Jammu and Kashmir government removed J&K Bank chairman Parvez Ahmad and appointed R.K. Chibber as interim chairman of the lender. RBI decision to bring leverage ratio for bank in line with Basel III standard will improve the lendable resources. In the second bi-monthly policy review, the central bank has mandated leverage ratio of 3.5 for all banks except DSIBs, which will have 4%. Getting a leg up from demonetization, rupees 500 and 1000 currency note in November 2016, the share of e-money in the India's e-payment grew 21.5% in 17 from 0.8% in 12, according to the new report prepared by RBI. Tata Mutual Fund has announced plans to introduce segregated portfolios in 3 schemes hit by DHFL debt crisis: Tata Corporation Bond Fund, Tata Medium Term Fund, and Tata Treasury Advantage Fund. RBI has announced setting up of an online trading platform that would ensure fair and transparent pricing for user of foreign exchange such as small and medium enterprise, exporter and importer, individuals, etc. The trading platform, which has been developed by Clearing Corporation of India, is being tested by users. The two-day meeting of G20 finance minister and central bank governor was held where who became the first world leader to have visited St. Anthony Church in Sri Lanka after the Easter Sunday attack. UAE cabinet adopted the National Strategy for Wellbeing. Which year? Who is the winner of French Open men's single 2019 title? Recently, which countries have been elected as non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council? The meeting was held in Fukuoka in Japan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a bilateral meeting with Sri Lankan President Maithripala Srisena on his short visit to the nation. Mr. Modi also visited St. Anthony Church, which was target of Easter Sunday attack, and offered his condolences to the victims. The UAE cabinet adopted Nation Strategy for Wellbeing 2031 during its meeting at the Presidential Palace in Abu Dhabi. World number 2 Rafael Nadal has lifted the French Open men's single title for 12th time. The 33-year-old became the first player to win 12 single titles at the same Grand Slam and has now won 18 majors overall. Estonia, Niger, St. Vincent and Grenadines, Tunisia and Vietnam were elected as non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council for a 2-year term beginning January 1st, 2020. Who is the member of the committee constituted by NGT to suggest the norms for banning the plastic packaging of food products? Who has flagged off pink Sarthi vehicle procured by Bangalore Metropolitan Transport Corporation under Nirbhay scheme? Which Indian IT company is going to acquire US-based International Technique Group Incorporated for $45 million? Where was the first Mango Festival organized in the state of Rajasthan? Along with Mexico, Manpreet Vora has been concurrently accredited as the next High Commissioner of India to which place? Following a plea seeking a ban on the plastic packaging of food product, the NGT has constituted an expert committee to ascertain whether the further norms are required to restrict the use of plastic packing. A bench headed by NGT chairperson Justice Adarsh Kumar Goel constituted the panel, comprising representatives from Central Pollution Control Board, Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, Bureau of Indian Standard, and the Director General of Health Services. Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy flagged off pink Sarthi vehicle procured by Bangalore Metropolitan Transport Corporation under Nirbhay scheme. The corporation has received 56.07 crore from Union Government under this scheme and had taken up various measures for the safety of women passengers, including the launch of pink Sarthi vehicle. Indian IT major Wipro said it will acquire US-based International Technique Group Incorporation for $45 million. Around 46 unique varieties of mangoes grown in Banswara region were put to display during a first mango festival organized at Kushal Bhog ground of Banswara in Rajasthan. Manpreet Vora, presently Additional Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs and Indian Ambassador designate to Mexico, has been concurrently accredited as the next High Commissioner of India to Belize. So with that, we come to an end of this week's Gainful. I'll again see you very soon with the next one. Thank you very much.